Hello and good morning or evening or afternoon or whenever you're listening to this. I am your friend Kevin. This is your Divine Daily Blast and I am grateful that you're here. Let's get right to the numbers, the moons, all of that stuff. Here we go. Now, I should really point out that I am not a qualified astrologer. However, I am intuitive, and my entire reason for bringing you these divine daily blasts is to bring us all together in the light and the love and the wisdom of divine intelligence. So let's get going. Start with our angel numerology. That's numerology and angel numbers combined. And we've got the number 9. So what does the number 9 have to say? Primarily, number 9 is about completion, the end of a cycle. It's certainly a nod to embrace our higher purpose. More importantly, we are to focus on humanitarianism and spiritual enlightenment, as well as spiritual alignment. Now, the number 9 is talking about endings and releasing. It's a single digit in numerology, symbolizing the completion of a pretty significant chapter in our lives, whether that's relationship, job, your belief system, your understanding. The humanitarian and service aspect of number 9 is deep sense of compassion, empathy, universal love. And if you come across this number, it's a nudge to use your talents and experiences to help other people, to help contribute to a better, greater world. Now, when it comes to spiritual awakening and higher wisdom, your path of spiritual growth, you are on it and you're ready to step into a higher level of it. It invites you to trust that intuition and connect with your inner guidance. It's also all about forgiveness and healing. Emotional detoxing, spiritual detoxing, forgiving old wounds, letting go of unhealthy attachments, and letting go of limiting beliefs. Now, what I believe is that when we see the number 9 and the number 9 shows up, we have to take to task any what can I call it, disappointments, if you will. Like you had an expectation, usually of other people, and it didn't transpire. Let go of it, because something else is in it. Something else is either in the way or fixing to happen. Now, repeated numbers 99 or 999 or even triple or quadruple 9, double 9 is trust in the process. Old phases end, and your intuition is talking about what's coming next. A triple 9 is really about a major life event, a definite closing of something, a time to release old habits, make peace for new. 4 9s in a row, that's massive. Big transformation, changes at hand, and you are fully supported by divine forces as you enter this new spiritual chapter of your life. Now, the moon, my loves, is in Cancer. So, Jupiter and Mercury are connecting under this Cancerian moon, and this is signifying it's going to be a great day to have an important conversation. It's also ideal time to sign those important papers, particularly if any of those papers have to do with the endings of something, the conclusion of something, the signing off of something, the release of something, any of that stuff. That is on the cards for the moon. Once again, I'm not an astrologer. I like to study online astrologers such as Pam Gregory. I also love following the moon phases with our moonology expert Yasmin Boland, an Australian woman who has a number of wonderful publications on Hay House. So you should go check her out. Isms. I am confident, clear, and focused. That's also divine intelligence. I am creating, I am attracting, and I am manifesting. My loves, we've been doing this our entire lives. From children, we've created playlands. We've created make-believe. Attracting. There's many of us that have actually focused on something and gone off and attracted it. And that is all linked to manifesting. There are things that are easy peasy to manifest that we don't even think anything of it. Grocery shopping, filling the car up with gasoline, going to work, showing up at a certain time for an appointment. We just do all this. It's just a second nature, but we didn't always do it. When we're little, somebody taught us to do it because they did it and they were taught to do it, and on and on and on it goes. The challenging ones are the ones that involve a belief system. Do you believe it or not? Because if you don't believe it, it's not going to happen. You have to believe it. I am love. Yes, you're born of love. You have love everywhere. I am God. Oh, yeah. If the light and the love of God, or the universe, or the Holy Spirit, or whatever you want to say the great creator is, some people don't like the word God. Well, that's fine. Either way, you are that energy force. Whether you believe it or not, you are that. I am worthy. Anyone that says you don't deserve it, you're not worthy of it, is telling you a lie. I am infinite. You go on and you go on and you go on and you go on. One day leads to the next and the next and the next and the next. And we look in the mirror, we can see it. I look in the mirror and realize that the chapters of time have walked themselves all over my face. And it's okay. It's fine. It's perfect. Look into somebody's eyes and you see right into their soul. That's not a lie. You know, I oftentimes look at celebrities, if you will, and when we were in our teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, we were kind of young and vibrant and everything was just fabulous, glowing. Some of you may still be in those generations. But as time and experience continues, our bodies, our skin, our appearance needs maintenance, just like a vehicle, just like a home. Needs to be updated, needs to have a different infusion of energy. And you'll notice that some people don't do anything to their physical appearance. However, they work on their internal appearance, their soul, what's going on the inside, cleaning out their thoughts, working on where they need to make adjustments, so that as they reach maturity, as they come into what we consider golden aging, where you really look wonderful for an age group, there's a different kind of vibrancy. There's a different kind of a twinkle in somebody's eye. There's a different kind of a smile on their face. There's a different kind of warmth that appears. And yet so many people, no matter how old they are or young they are, feel like the physical appearance is imperfect, striving towards different potions, lotions, creams, even surgeries, fillers, injections. The cosmetic industry is a really, really big industry. By pointing out people's imperfections, they make money on the idea that somebody, by using a certain cream or getting a certain treatment, can become more beautiful and more perfect. No. I think that is also, my own belief, is a lie. Yes, certainly, you can use some colour, some cosmetics, a little bit of something, if what you see in the mirror after you've applied your makeup or you've applied your cream makes you feel more vibrant, makes you look more vibrant, then you can see, wow, this is kind of a little bit of an uptick. That's a difference. Not to cover up something that's already perfect, but to enhance it, to bring it out, to lift it. That's what we mean by infinite. It just goes on, just continues on. Message here from Archangel Haniel. I am the Archangel of Intuitive Gifts. She's also the goddess of the moon. Allow me to mentor you in embracing your psychic awareness. Psychic awareness, my loves, doesn't come from me. It comes from you. I completely trust my intuition. I follow my guidance with excitement and confidence. This is where it also gets a bit tricky. We have this number 9 today, a completion of something, but also an embracing of our intuitive powers. If we had to let go of something, if we had to release something, which we have to do on a number 9, it's come to an end. There's an ending to not believing that you have the ability to do all of this. There's an ending to the insecurity that you cannot trust your intuition to get the right messages. And when you do get messages, you get confirmation pretty quickly. And that confirmation is coming from spirit, not from your friend, not from someone else, but spirit sends you a message through a book, through a notice, through the words of somebody else. They may know not what they might not know what they're talking about, but you do. Oftentimes I've sat in front of people, I've done readings with cards. One of the things I want to work on right now with my readings is to stop asking somebody if this makes sense. Because it doesn't make sense to me when I'm doing a reading for somebody, but it should make sense to the person seeking the information. So just go with it. Let it flow. Information flows like water, flows like a river, flows like a fountain, flows like a waterfall. It comes. And when you tap into your psychic intuition with the help of Archangel Haniel and others, Jeremiah is another one, that information grows, it deepens, it widens. Because just as we are interested in learning how our intuition works with our spirit guides, our angels, the different realms that are in the non-physical, that non-physical realm of information is just as curious about what frequency they need to land on to connect with us. And from personal experiences, those frequencies change. They change greatly. As we enlighten, as we lift, as we get more wisdom and more power, the non-physical realm of energy increases, widens, deepens. Something that we would not have understood years back, we now completely understand. Because just like physical school, where you're learning lessons in a classroom, the spiritual school, the psychic school, is also teaching lessons. Moving on. We have the Buddha with us all week, or have been with us all week, heightening the awareness to intuitive gifts, making peace with thoughts, making peace with the world, becoming empathetic to those who need our empathy. And that could be sitting quietly with your eyes closed, with nothing distracting you, no electronic devices, and sending peace and love and light out through the world. Jophiel is with us, reading out our thoughts. She is the keeper of the Garden of Eden. And the activation message is, my thoughts are seeds that blossom. Just like the garden of your mind, whenever you come across awkward feelings, I think I shared with you that 2 weeks ago, I got an alarming email from somebody who wasn't particularly happy with my services. That's fine. It happens. I accept it. Sometimes I apologize. If it's not intentional, most definitely. However, the words, the unkindness in what was written, the insulting nature of it, I found hurtful. Particularly when the person sending this, I now giggle at it because it felt like a poison pen letter. And I went to my guides and my angels, and they basically told me that the person was, I'll put this politely, chemically altered. And then it made complete sense. And then I thought, oh gosh, I need to forgive that person, because they felt the need to send this out while they were under some kind of influence. Not my influence. There you go. And forgive myself. Forgive myself for judging. Forgive myself for really allowing all of this in. We allow it in. Isn't it interesting that we pay attention to the negative? We pay attention to the not so good. We really don't pay attention to the good. I'm so much better at giving and sending out. I really am awkward in receiving. Much more difficult for me to even take compliments. You know, sometimes I feel like, how is that? What is that linked to? Okay, Gertrude Beatrice, I've shuffled. Oh, they're just sitting listening to me. I was watching a movie last night with Emma Thompson. She was in Sense and Sensibility, but she was also in a marvelous movie with Tom Hanks, all about Mary Poppins and how Mary Poppins came into being. It was called Saving Mr. Banks. Wow. So much of that movie made so much sense about how this wonderful writer, P.L. Travers, whose name wasn't Travers at all, was something else, how she weaved a difficult childhood into one of the most marvelous stories ever told. I had no idea that Mary Poppins started off as a series of books. I digress. Tree wisdom. We've had this card before. This tree dryad, you know, in the fairy world, we've got pixies, brownies, gnomes, dryads. And the dryads of the fairy world are navigators. They're map makers. They are showing the way forward, showing the pathway forward. And they help us navigate through our current situation by playing music. And oddly enough, if you go somewhere quiet in a park or somewhere with nature and you listen to the rustling of trees or the creaking of branches, particularly in winter, you can hear it. The tree wisdom, her flute, can reveal insights and answers through the sound that it makes. The twittering of birds, the squawking of geese, all of these things all talk about the tree wisdom that we're meant to pay attention to. The tree wisdom is an inner knowing. Insects, birds, wild animals. And they carry the seeds of the trees far, far away so they can grow in a new place. It's a bit like the birds, the animals, the insects. They're sort of like Mother Earth's farmers, planting where they need to be planted. So, plant your words of wisdom where they need to be planted. If you get an intuitive hit, if you get a magical message, simply realizing it. Like, for example, one of the most simplest things that I can do when I'm traveling to work, wherever I'm traveling, I keep getting green lights. I keep running into streams of traffic that flow, not streams of traffic that get stuck. And I am continually grateful for a free-flowing movement forward. It's another indication that my own life is free-flowing and moving forward, not stuck in doubt, stuck in fear, stuck in it won't happen, stuck in it can't happen. Let it flow freely. And always, always, always give gratitude where you can. Gratitude for the things that truly do work out, no matter how simple those things are. And start with the simple things. What is the most simple thing that you're grateful for? Hot water coming out of your taps. You know, air that you breathe that's outside. The sun. Today, I'm even grateful for the blanket of fog, mist, dewy kind of air that's just causing this glisten. It was lovely going out this morning, feeding the cats, and they gather, 8 or 9 of them. They're all wild, they're all feral, all probably frightened of me than I am with them, but they sit patiently and let me put their little bowls of food down. Have a little chit chat with them. Don't get too close because they're not really into that. I like to think of cats, wild cats, feral cats, like fairies. You see them, They know you're there, and we know they're there, but we don't need to be running around with each other. We don't need to be doing that. We just need to be aware of that that's happening. I don't know where I was going with that tangent, but I was going with it. Anyway, I digress. This has gone on for 20 minutes. I'll be back tomorrow with more Divine Daily Blasts. Until then, have a wonderful day and thank you so much for all you do. Bye for now.